So, y'all want to see some funny shit real quick? That's my serpentine belt. Alright, boys and girls. We are back at it again, working on the 99 Taurus. So, as I said in the last video, the power steering video, turns out the high pressure line's leaking. Well, we got the high pressure line and a new belt since the last belt kaput, killed itself. So, we got the new high pressure line here. Fluid everywhere, but we're gonna get all that shit cleaned up. So, yeah, I've read that you're supposed to pull that shit off. I guess I'm gonna pull the wheel off, try to look back in there, see what all I can do from up top and down in the wheel well, or hell, if I can even do it from underneath, because I'd much rather do all that shit than pull out the right suspension, like some people say you have to do. So that's the point. Got the right fluid this time. Got tranny fluid. Got some stop leak, just to be on the safe side. Then we also got the line, the belt, the tools, and from what I've read, should be fairly, it's going to take a long time. I'm not going to say anything now. So, slowly but surely, I'm just going to spend the next little bit looking around, taking a look at everything, jack this thing up, get it on the jack points, and then whenever I come back, it's whenever we're going to start, well, tearing into this thing. So, I'll be right back. Alright, so, it's been about 2 days, and I'm back out here working on the car. Been out here for about an hour or two. Most of the time has actually been spent just looking around the car, seeing how I can get to this without doing what everyone is telling me that I would have to do. What is that? That is get out my big boy toys. Just this one, actually. All three of these are going to be coming up in a video here in the next couple of weeks or something like that. Maybe a couple of days. Got a buddy that's needing an engine to be pulled and resealed, and I might be helping him do that, as you can tell. Well, as you can also see, the wheels are off since the last time I showed y'all. And that's because a lot of people were saying that I would have to take the suspension apart and drop the subframe to get to the rack and pinion. Well, if you look up there, some of y'all may have noticed, the intake manifold is completely disassembled. Why is that? Well, I figured out that if you just get it from that side, pop up the few connections that it has along going back here, there is I believe a 10 millimeter bolt that is right a 10 millimeter bolt that's right there, and that actually just hooks onto that piece right there. And then there's a couple of actual clips, like plastic clips that it clips into and goes on back there. So you just basically climb up in here, feel around for the line, come on, it's right here, it's right here. Then you just pull up on it and you're gonna pop those plastic tabs out. After all that's said and done, if you look on the new part, you'll notice that there's this piece right here. This is for a sensor. I'll show you the sensor real quick. It is that white boy right there. So you're just gonna disconnect the sensor off of that, and then right next to it, right there, it's gonna be that bolt right there that we're gonna try to loosen. Just like the other one, it is an 18. But y'all want to know the BS that just happened? Get the whole manifold taken apart. Get all the 8s and 12s and 10 millimeter bolts off. Not that many, just a few. But I get them all off. Find the line, disconnect that, and then this happens. Y'all might be asking, what kind of BS happened? Yeah, the 18 mil line wrench legit just completely came apart, broke apart. Now I have to find a ride and go and get another one. So don't mind the crazy hair, but I got some great news. What's that news, you might be asking? That's the old crusty rusty one. This is a brand spanking new one. Yeah, so already got it off. And once again, engine jack is still sitting here. Intake is off. And no power steering line. But yeah, so to everyone that says that you need to pull the subframe off to be able to replace this line, they are BSing you. If a mechanic says that you need to pull the subframe, they're BSing you. Just show them this video. It's simple. You just got a couple of bolts holding on the power steering pump. You pull that off, pull it completely off after you pull the belt off. Loosen up that 10 or 12 millimeter that's over there on the side of the block, holding that like canister filter looking thing in. Hell if I know. Remove that, and then there's a 8 millimeter bolt back against the firewall that you're going to need a decently sized extension for. I've got like 1.5 to 3 foot long extensions. It's just, once again, one of the tools that I didn't grab were those extensions because I didn't think I would need them. But yeah, just got this crow's foot. It was an 18, popped it, worked it for a little while up top and down there. So I'd recommend, if anything, go on, jack the car up, or if you have a lift, put it on like the lift slightly. But over here, I would recommend to take this wheel off so you can actually reach up into the firewall, because if you look in there, there's the area. So yeah, you can reach it from the top, the bottom. You don't have to pull the subframe. So if you actually own this car or know someone who owns a car like this with the 3-liter Duratec, and I believe it's the 98 or the 99 to the 02s or 03s that have these lines in them. But I'm going to stop rambling on, and then we're going to go on and install that. Well, first, we're going to install the old sensor back on, and it's pretty simple. It just bolts up right here. I'm just going to be dead honest right now. I'm not putting any of the brackets on it. I'm just gonna put it in there. The only bracket I am gonna put on is the one for this right here, where it holds it against the block. Other than that, I don't see why I'm gonna need the other bracket, so I ain't gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna slide this one in there, start bolting it up, and yeah, let's get on with that. All right, as you can tell, pump is not on there, but the line is. The line is actually secured, so I went ahead and just took a little break and just threw the entire manifold back on. About to throw the intake back on too, well, the air box. But the manifold, yeah, it's just, you're just going to need a 10, an 8, and I don't even think you're going to need the 13 for up top. I can't think of a spot you need the 13, but yes, you are going to come in here, disconnect a few of these thingamabobbers. Disconnect this, like that, and be careful to not do like me and break a lot of those red and green or yellow vacuum lines. I've broken so many of them that I'm gonna have to just completely redo the vacuum lines in this car. But it's vacuum lines. I've drove with a few of these broke on this already, and it's done fine. It's done okay. I probably just jinxed myself, but it's done great. Alright guys, sorry if the quality has gone down. As y'all can tell, it is nightfall. But I've got some great news for y'all. She's back together. So I'm pretty sure I explained it the last time, but yeah, you will unbolt and unplug this sensor back here. Unplug this one completely, take apart this, and as you can tell, I did some rednecking on this, I think it's PCV, no, it's for bank 2 or 1. It's the same thing as this. It's to help the crankcase breathe and all that. The PCV is actually underneath there. That's one of the things you got to disconnect. So if you look down in there, that silver thing right there, which I'll circle, is your PCV. That round one is a part of your evac, I believe, or some shit like that. And then, as you can tell, everything else just plugs up. So basically what happened was this vacuum line, I kept forgetting where it went. Well, long story short, I figured it out. It just goes right back up in here on this nipple. That's right here. Same for the 4th gens with the Durtex. It just goes right there. But yeah, you just unbolt the plenum, 6 bolts, holding the actual plenum down. And then you'll unbolt those 2 bolts and nuts off of this vacuum hose thing. Yeah, take out the air box, take off the plenum. It's honestly very easy. You just got to be careful for the vacuum lines. Make sure not to break the vacuum lines like I did, or you're going to be like me and going out spending $6 on vacuum line and then digging through your 6 different toolboxes trying to find even more vacuum line because you're stupid. Okay, but besides the point. Y'all want to see something cool? She runs and drives. So yeah, new high pressure line, new pump, new belt, new fluid, dirty engine bay. But me and my fiance drove it around for a little while, took it up by my work, and I retorqued the front wheels down. Me and my manager actually just took a quick look over it for like 10-15 minutes just to make sure everything was working, and it was. But yeah, basically this job is easier than a lot of people say it is. It is difficult, it does take a while, but it's all basically the same nuts and bolts. You're just gonna need an 8, a 10, 12, and an 18 line wrench for the high pressure lines. Yeah, all that I have to say is don't do like me and buy a cheap line wrench because it literally broke. But I just turned around, warrantied it, got a new one, and fixed it right up. But yeah, people in the Taurus groups and online are going to say and are going to tell you that you need to drop the subframe. Hell, I brought all my specialty tools up here too. Like, I had my parents bring them all up here. My engine jack stand, all that fun stuff. Because I was ready to pull the subframe. And then something told me, just rip the plenum off. I mean, I ripped the plenum off and it gave me more than enough space to reach back there and take out the handful of bolts. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. I didn't think I was going to get this far. I didn't think it was actually going to get fixed. Yeah, it steers great. It drives great. It idles at like 5, 6, maybe 700 RPM now instead of like 8 like it was. Fixed the vacuum lines that needed to be fixed. Replaced the line. Put new fluid in and proper fluid lit this time, unlike in the last video. And she's running and driving. So I'll just be straight up and honest. This job is a pain in the ass. I'm not going to lie. It's a big pain in the ass. But it is easy at the same time. Way easier than what everyone was making it out to be. I was expecting to spend multiple days doing this. Reality is, I spent just a couple of hours between 2 or 3 days just working on this. Just running down and diagging stuff. And I figured it out and got it fixed. So, if I can do it, y'all can definitely do it. But I don't know. I'm just really happy and excited that we got the Taurus fixed. She's driving great, and I know I just keep saying that, but it's fixed. So yeah, I guess that's going to be the end of this video. If y'all want to see, I don't know. But this is the end for this video. I don't know what's next. It's going to probably be the suspension. That's going to probably be what's up next, because I've got all that sitting in the back of the car right now, again. But suspension all around. Well, not suspension, just the steering and the ball joints and stuff like that are going to get redone here soon. But I'm just trying to think of what else. I don't know. She's driving and working. She's only leaking oil now and nothing else. And that's just an oil pan still, and that's actually a fairly simple fix. I just need not a simple fix. I'm going to have to get new exhaust studs, but not manifold studs, but the bolts that actually go into. A bunch of BS. A lot of stuff is rusted on the exhaust. Besides the point, yeah. Thanks for watching. If y'all liked it, I guess subscribe. I don't know. I don't care. Y'all got free will. Nah. Hopefully this helped y'all. If not, then I can make a more in-depth video. Again, I don't care to It was easy. I can always go back in and redo it. But yeah, if y'all liked it, y'all can subscribe, y'all can like it. I don't care, but I guess I'll see y'all on the next one.